Chris.
I'm Craig.
And welcome back to our channel. And today we're doing our review for Deadpool.
Alright, so Deadpool, this big comic book movie. We've been looking forward to this for a while now. I mean, ever since X-Men Origins Wolverine, we've been waiting. Is this movie ever going to get done right? There's been so much drama along the way. Finally, it's come out. It's R-rated. It's everything we wanted. Basically, the story is following Wade Wilson, the same character you met back in Wolverine, played by Ryan Reynolds still. And it really actually kind of explores, there's a lot of different angles to this movie. It starts off exploring his relationship with Morena Baccarin. Her character's name is Vanessa, and kind of their love story before he gets diagnosed with all sorts of terminal cancer, and he undergoes an operation that he thinks will save him, and it does, but inadvertently makes him a superhero. And he wants to get revenge at the people who did that to him because he looks pretty freaking gross.
Yeah.
And it kind of follows that story. They end up kidnapping his girl. Not a spoiler. It's in the trailer. And he's after this one guy named Ajax, played by Ed Skrein, who's particularly responsible for this. And that's pretty much the movie. So, I mean, we'll get into some more details, but what do you think?
I loved it. I'm glad it was rated R. That's the main thing. I'm pretty glad it was rated R. There was no way this was going to work as a PG-13 movie. Ryan Reynolds was so dedicated to this film, and it paid off. He was fantastic as Deadpool. The fourth wall was great. You know, the jokes, the humor. I especially like the jokes about Green Lantern and Wolverine. The Colossus is on screen. The jokes about the X-Men and all them. That was pretty funny as well. The action was pretty good. You know, I liked it. There's not too much negative I can say about the movie, but overall, I love the movie. Yeah,
no, this was a lot of fun. I don't want to say it was more or less fun than I was expecting, because I was expecting it to be fun, and that's what this movie delivers, is fun. Fun, fun, fun. Is this a deep movie? Is this a thought-provoking movie? No, it's none of that. You know you're going into this because you're going to see a guy in a red mask, played by Ryan Reynolds, swearing a lot, being hyper-violent, hopefully have some other people that are funny as well, which for the most part they are, and, you know, have some great action sequences, and that's what this gives you. This is exactly what you want. If you are a Deadpool fan, or if you're a fan of just at least the marketing they put behind it, and you know that that's what to expect for about 1 hour 45, 2 hours, this is exactly what you're going to get. Reynolds is great. I mean, he got all jacked up. He's funny. Like you said, he was so committed to this role. Morena Baccarin's good in her part as well for when she's in the movie. They have a really good back and forth. She's actually a lot filthier than you would think as well. TJ Miller, if you're a fan of him, he brings a lot of that type of humor as well. Again, you knew what you were getting into. If you go to this not expecting that or hoping that that's not what's happening, don't go to this movie, because you know what you're getting into. They're telling you what you're getting into. There's so many Red Band trailers. So anyway, but I really loved it for what it was and those aspects.
But what I have negative about the movie is kind of nitpicking, but the child who played war, whatever, not war, but
Negasonic Teenage Warhead, Brianna Hildebrand.
There was a few scenes where I didn't really like her scenes. I mean, she's not the greatest actor, but I liked her on screen, but you know, I didn't really care. Gina Carano's character, Angel Dust, some of her scenes I didn't really find all that amusing, but the fight scenes with her, that was pretty cool. Other than that, you know, I don't really have any big complaints about the movie.
So I do have some problems with this movie. Now, this is going to be considered a little bit of nitpicking, but again, I'm taking this as an overall movie, not necessarily saying it's a fine film, but, you know, evaluating it as a movie. And one of the problems I had with the story is, kind of like you mentioned with Gina Carano, every character except Ryan Reynolds as Wade Wilson and Vanessa are completely one-dimensional. And this is a problem that a lot of superhero movies have with their villains, is there's no secondary layer to them. Ajax, played by Skrein, he's great in it. He's all buffed up. His action sequences look great. Tell me, I mean, besides learning his real name isn't Ajax, we don't know a thing about him. I mean, we don't learn anything about really what the whole purpose of this training is. They say they're making him into a super slave, which was in the trailer. But to do what? I mean, they say, oh, to do evil things, but for who? Gina Carano? I guess she was as well. We don't know anything about any of these people, and unfortunately it doesn't present a real threat for Reynolds in any way, because you never feel like they're going to be able to take him, because you don't care enough about these villains. And not that you have to care, but you should at least feel them as a threat, and you don't. And the same thing can almost be said about even like Weasel and Negasonic Teenage Warhead from Hildebrand. For the good side of it, it's just, they're just there. They exist, and they're fine. Even Colossus. Colossus actually has some extra moments. He's actually funny in this, and he's the yin to Reynolds' yang, kind of the good straight guy role. I actually liked his addition to this. I didn't think I would, but he was really funny. This was just a little hollow. When you look at the runtime for as long as this is, and some of the grander scale of this, it does fall a little flat in those regards when you're like, okay, just shut your brain off and have fun. And when you do that, it's awesome. We both had a lot of fun with this. There's not much else to talk about. I mean, I was laughing like crazy. You were laughing like crazy.
Yeah, I was. Even from the opening credits, those were pretty funny too. And you know, you get hooked right into this movie right away. The time jumping too. That was interesting. I didn't know that.
I actually liked that.
I did too. It was pretty good. I didn't know they were going to do that, but they did some time jumping throughout the movie, and it worked for the film. And I bought it. So.
If you're looking to have a lot of fun, are okay with vulgarity and violence, then this is the superhero movie you've been waiting for. So, gotta score it though. What do you think? I mean,
thought about it, and you know, as much fun it was, and if it's going to fit into the Marvel world or not, or if it's just going to be a separate ranking the Marvel films or just a movie as itself, I'm going to give it a solid 8.5.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm right there with you. I'm actually going 8.3. I'm just behind you. This is a movie you're going to remember because of the humor, but you're not going to remember anything really about the story because it is that paper thin. In reality, the story's not that much different than X-Men Origins Wolverine when we really call it. To be fair, they're kind of the same story. It's a revenge thing because look what you did to me. Now I'm going to go get you. Yeah. So, but this is a lot more fun than Wolverine, obviously. You know, there's a right at the beginning of the end credits, and then there's an end credits sequence. We won't spoil that, but make sure you stick around for those. That's all we got. Yeah. Go see it this weekend. Yeah. Tell us what you think. Leave a comment. Subscribe. Let us know what you think. All right. That's all we got for now. Check you guys next time. Thanks.